Hello everybody, it's Wanda. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone's having a blessed day today. And today for dinner I will be cooking these short ribs. They look like this. Little beef short ribs. This one's still a little frozen. Okay. Little ribs. Okay, so I'm going to be making that in the pot. And I'm going to do stovetop ribs. I'll show you. I'm going to be making some cauliflower mash, like mashed potatoes, but cauliflower mash. And I'm going to have that with some Brussels sprouts. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add some water to this pot. I already have it heated up. My stove is on today, yes. So I'm going to take 2 cups. I think it needs more than that, but I'm just going to drop my cauliflower into the water right there. Okay, and I'm just going to get another 2 cups of water because that's not enough. I think that should be enough. Okay, so cauliflower is going. Okay, the next step I want to do is, excuse me, thirsty. Okay, so I have an onion here, and I'm going to take little cubes of onion. I want it to be like a brown sauce. I'm not adding no tomato sauce today because I want a nice brown gravy so I can pour it over the mash, the cauliflower mash. So what I'm just doing is I'm cutting some onions, and then I'm going to put them in the pan. In the pan, I'll put some garlic, some seasonings, and then I'll throw in the ribs. So just going to cut this. Nice square little pieces, like so. Just keep going around. It's easier to make cubes this way. I think I'm going to use about half an onion in this recipe. About half an onion. Just want it brown. Let me make sure that I have enough little squares in here so that I can cut it into little squares how I want it. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to get some little cuts in here. I'm going to raise the heat on this. There we go. Okay, I think that's about enough. It's gonna like dissolve. You're really not gonna see the onions. If you see little bits, there's gonna be a lot, but let me just cut this in half. I think I might use the whole onion just so I don't have to put half an onion away. So got to the bottom. I just want to square a little bit more. So let's go across. Okay, so I think that's good enough right there. Okay, so that's good. Wait, I see big pieces. I don't want big pieces. Okay, that's good. So let's put that in there. Okay, put this to the side a minute. Let me get a rinse because I'm going to need this again. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take some garlic. I have fresh garlic right here. So I'm going to throw that in there. Let me get a spoon. Okay. Okay, that's good enough there. Let me take this chopper away. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my little spatula here. Okay, so here we go. We got a nice, good little fry coming along here. I just want to add a little bit more oil, not a lot, just a little bit, because I want the onions to cook just for a few seconds more. So let's just put a little oil in here. Okay, that's good enough. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up. Just want to cook it a little bit more. I want to see like a brown color coming out, so at least a little brownness. I could see it already. I don't know if you can see it. I hope the lighting is good. Let me check the light. Awesome. Okay, so I got a good light going there. Let's just get that a little darker. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to my cauliflower water. Just a little salt. There we go. Let me leave the salt right here because I'm going to add some to my ribs. These are stovetop ribs. I'm not putting them in the oven. I'm going to cook them right on the stove at like simmering it. I'm going to simmer it for like about an hour or maybe an hour and 20 minutes because I want them nice and tender. So that's good. If you can see it's getting a little brown, that's good. I'm not going to cook it that much because I'm going to add my meat. It's already washed, so I'm just going to throw them in there. Let's just put them. Okay, that's a big one there. They're just little short ribs. And they will shrink up a little. Not a problem with that. They will get smaller. I have two more. I'm just going to put them in the sides like that. And this last one, I'll put it right here on the side. So what I want to do is now I want to season this. Okay, so I have a little bit of sazon here. No coloring in this one. Even though it's red, it still is not achote. Achote is what makes it red. This one is just with, oh yeah, it is with achote. Okay, I'm only going to use half. I grabbed the wrong packet. That's fine. It's not going to be red. So let me add a little salt to this. Okay, and I'm going to add also a little pepper. Let's get some pepper in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of adobo. Just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I think I should really add, I'm not going to add no sofrito to that. Let me get rid of this container here. And okay, so that's cooking. I'm gonna have to cover that. Just 1 second. Okay, I have my cover here. Let me close my refrigerator. I'm gonna give this a little toss, and then I'm going to, excuse me, I'm gonna toss it up. There's a bag following me. That was from this Brussels sprout. Okay, let me get rid of that. I left it out purposely so I could put the scraps in there. But, okay, so I seasoned one side. I'm just going to give it another flip. Just put it like this. Make sure I turn all of them around. I didn't give it a brown, that's okay. I didn't want it to like get too dark. Just like so. These I call stovetop ribs. Okay. Almost done. I have one more. Okay. Okay, and here. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt. Just on this side, or maybe not some more salt. I'm just gonna add a little bit of adobo because it has salt already. Just want to get both sides seasoned. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that cook for a few more minutes before I cover it. And to my Brussels sprouts, I have Brussels sprouts here. This one's already peeled, so I'm just gonna cut this in half, and I'm gonna be putting them in this little tray here, and I'm just gonna add some herbs, some seasonings on it. So just want to take off the first few layers, because they always you know, look a little beat up or discolored and blotchy. So I just want to take out that, and then I'll cut the ends off, and then I'll do half. Okay, so do it again. See what I mean? It comes a little sometimes discolored. That's okay. That's just the first layer, so we could take it right off. Okay, just look for the second layer, and as you take off the layers, you could see that it's getting more of a nice color. Okay, so I'm going to cut that up. They were almost, you know, going bad. You can tell, but I put them just in time. Still edible as long as you take out the bad leaves, which you can just peel them off until you don't see anything else left in there that doesn't look appetizing. There we go. And I say that's nice and clean now, so I'm just going to cut it there and cut it in half. And I'm going to take the other ones and do the same. I have a few to go. Okay, this water is boiling already. See that? I'm just going to lower it down the heat a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to take that and I'm going to make some mash. So these look clean. No little black spots or anything. That's good. Put that there. And grab another one. Just peel off the first layers again. You might think that this is wasteful, and you know, but it just really got old. And you can see the pesticides are always on top of the fruit. So if you take the first layer out, I guess you're good. Okay, so put that there. We have this little tiny one left, and it looks like this one was really good. There's nothing too seriously wrong with that. No bruising, no browning. So again, I'm just going to cut that, put it in here, and have this big one here. So this is a big one. They come in all sizes, as you can see. Some are really small, some are really big. I don't think it's much of a difference. They're both Brussels sprouts. Okay, so there we go. When I lived in Puerto Rico, all these scraps would go to the pigs outside. They would get chopped up, and the pigs would enjoy the scraps and the leftover. That's a good thing over there. You don't waste food. The food goes and feeds the other animals with this. And even the chickens would have eaten this. So, you know, it's not bad. You can give it to farm animals, and I'm sure it's very healthy for them also. The ones that can eat it. Pigs. Okay, so pigs, chickens. Okay, I'm going to cut this. And we're almost all done. We have one more left. And let's peel this off. And that's looking good. Okay, so this one has a little bruise over here. I'm just going to slice it right off, okay? So, there we go. And that's what I'm making, just a few, just like a little side dish, a little veggie to the side, even though we're having two veggies and the meat, but this is going to be made into a mash. I'm going to leave this here to the side for a minute, and I'm going to throw this all out. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, so that's done, and these ribs look nice. I'm going to give them one more flip, And then I'm going to add some water to it. A little water, not a lot. About a cup of water. And then I'm going to cook them at steam. And just to simmer them for like about an hour. Or maybe an hour and a half. So let's just turn these around. They're already looking and smelling delicious. Okay, so here we go. You can see all the bits and pieces of onions on the bottom. It's gonna give a great taste to the meat. So, there. That's done. And like I said, I'm gonna put a cup of water in there. That's about a cup of water. I'm just gonna put it in on the sides, just like so. See, 1 cup of water was plenty. Okay, so now I'm gonna cover this, and once it comes to a full boil, I'll reduce the heat and we'll have that simmer. Okay, so let's continue. Alrighty, so the next step is that I need to season these a little, okay? I'm gonna grab some seasonings, and the seasonings that I like to put on this, just give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm looking for one ingredient here. Okay, I got it. Okay, these are the ingredients that I'm gonna put into this veggie. Okay, so I have some sage. I'm gonna add a little sage to this, like so. Okay, we add some sage, and then I have some rosemary. I'm gonna add some rosemary to this also. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder, like that. No salt, because I know the buttery herb and garlic, this has salt on it, so I'm not going to be using the salt on this. Just like so. Like that. Okay. So let me remove these. Put them in the cabinet. Okay, now I'm going to grab a little bit of oil. And I'm just going to put some oil on top of this. Like so. And that's good. And what I want to do now is just give it a little quick toss. Alright, so they can get all nice and flavorful all over them. I'm going to put them down, facing down like this, and the little halves going up like so. And that's what it looks like. So I'm going to put this in the oven in a few minutes. Let me just wash my hands. Or I think I'll just take this and I'll put it into the air fryer for like 15 minutes, right in the air fryer. Okay. So I'm gonna leave my butter right here, and I don't know if I need the knife yet, but I do need my chopper. I'm gonna get my blender. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my blender, and I'm gonna add my cauliflower right into there. I need the motor. I forgot the little motor part. I'll be right back. Okay, here it is. I was looking for it in the wrong place. Okay, so here it is. We're gonna plug this in. The cauliflower should be almost done. Not quite, but I'm just gonna give it a little fork test. Oh yeah, they're getting very soft very quick. I want them to be nice and soft so they can be nice and creamy. So, and this is coming to a full boil already, as you can see. Now, this is when I want to reduce the heat. Okay, like to a simmer. See, it's still bubbling, but it's very low. Okay, so just putting them down because I want the stalks to get soft. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that there for a few minutes more, and then I'm gonna add some, oh, I have the butter. I want to add some cheese. I'm gonna use a little bit of, not the Gouda. Okay, I'm gonna use some cheddar cheese, and I'm gonna add it to the potato mash. And I'm gonna need some milk with that. So let me get the milk. I usually add grated cheese, but I don't know where the grated cheese. I think I'm out. Let me just grab my cup again, and I'm just gonna add like a cup of milk, or a little less than a cup. That's 4 ounces. Okay, I think that's enough. That's like 6 ounces there. Okay. So I have like 6 ounces of milk. I have some butter, and I have some cheese. And I also want to add 2 little Philadelphia cream cheese in there. The creamier the better. So I think this is about done, almost. The stalks are almost done. It's gonna need a few more minutes because I cut big pieces, and you could see it's almost ready. It splits. Yeah, see, it's split already. This piece here has a big piece of stalk in there. Okay, so I broke it down. Alrighty, so just gonna give that a minute, and I'm gonna put this into the air fryer, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have that in the air fryer now, and I'm gonna be scooping this out. I need something to scoop it out with. Just give me a second, I'm looking for like a ladle. I'm so tired. A little sick. Okay, so I grabbed this so I can take out the excess water on that. But like I said, I'm still waiting for these stalks to cook up a little bit better. I can see that. It's still a little hard there. A little bit, not too much. Okay, so this one is good too. Okay, so I think that's good just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut it off. And I'm gonna take my cauliflower, and I'm gonna add it right to my chopper. Like so. Okay, I didn't drop anything. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, no, I didn't drop anything today. Okay, here we go. We have a little bit left. Okay, we still have some pieces here. I'm gonna get them all, but the pot is too hot. Get all of that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump this water because I don't need any of that water there. But I'll just bring the pot back here. The stove is off, nothing's burning, and just give me 1 second. It's hot and I'm thirsty. Okay, steamy. Put it this way. They're looking really nice. See that? They're gonna cook up. They need about an hour, but Now, there's my cream cheese. There's my cauliflower. And to that, I'm going to add. Let me get a little spoon for this. Oof. Let me put the fan on because I'm too hot. Okay, that's one. Yo no sé por qué tú lo paraste, mira cómo me tiene. Mira. Okay, so here we go. I put like 4 tablespoons. That's like 4 tablespoons of for the cream cheese. Okay, so put a little cream cheese into that. And I'm also gonna add a little butter to that. I'm going to use about half a stick of butter. Yeah. Okay, so I used half a stick of butter. Let me put this back here. And I'm going to get my grater. I can add the milk in there already. There's a little piece of rosemary branch in there, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. So I have my milk in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of grated. This is sharp Gouda. Sharp cheddar. Okay, so I'm going to be adding that. Okay, so just cut this open. Just going to grate a little bit right in there. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me get my grater. So I have my grater, and there we go. We don't need the spoon. Maybe we do. Let me just leave that there for now. Just gonna grate a little cheese in there. I wish I had Parmesan. That's what I would really put in it, Parmesan. But I guess it's gonna be sharp cheddar. Oops. Not considered a spill. Okay, so we have that. Now I'm going to put the cover on it. Hold on 1 second. Oof. I'm really hot in here. I had the AC on. As soon as I came into the kitchen, someone thought it would be a good idea to shut it off. So yeah, I'm breaking out into a sweat right now. It's really hot. It's hot outside. Okay. Alrighty, so let's put the cap on this. Yeah, I did need my spoon. It's looking really good. I don't know if you could see it. I could push this over. Go. Now we got a good mash going on in there. Very good. So let's uncover this. Looks like a nice creamy mash right there. I'm gonna add a little bit more cheese to it, but for now, I'm just gonna put it in there. Okay, there we go. That's about it. I do it better with my little spatula. Okay, so there we go. Let's get all this in here. And there we go. So I'm just gonna taste it to see if it needs a little, bit of salt to this, because I didn't taste it, but I didn't add any salt. The salted butter, the butter's salty, so I'm just gonna give it a little taste. It doesn't need anything. It's perfect like that. If anything, maybe just a little bit more cheese, and probably put a little too much of the milk in there, because it came out really creamy, and I didn't want it that creamy, so that's okay. I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I'm looking for, okay, I know I had a bag of mashed potatoes around here, but let me check the other side. Hold on. Okay, so, you know what? I'll just take a little bit of mashed potatoes, and it has butter in it. Yeah, russet potatoes with butter. So I'm just gonna add a little bit just so I can make it a little thicker, because it's too thin. The consistency is too thick. I mean, too thin. I don't want it watery. I want it to have a nice thick texture. So I think that should do it. Didn't need that much. And it sure doesn't need any liquid anymore to that. So just a little more, and that's good. Just like that. And this is ready. I'm gonna throw a little bit more cheese in here, just so it can have like a little cheesy flavor. Let me get my grater. Okay, and I'm just gonna grate some cheese in here. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm just gonna cover it and let it sit. I can't find the bag that I had the Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay, that's good like that. Let's put that to the side, and I can put my cheese away. And I can cover this for sure. So I have my cover there, and I'm gonna cover that in 1 second. Okay, so I'll put my cheese in the refrigerator, and I can take this blender out of here. Excuse me. Okay, so there we go. Just gonna give this a quick little mix, like so. Everything melted in there, very good. And now it surely does have a nice thick consistency, and I'm sure it'll get even a little thicker as it sits. And it didn't need any salt, because I put a lot of things that had salt in there. So there we go. And that's my cauliflower mash. And I'm gonna take the cover. I'm just gonna leave that there for now, and let me wipe this off. Like so. Okay, done. And just want to wipe it, because it feels like it has some cheese stuck to it. Let's just get this clean. Alrighty then. So, okay, that's ready. Get my coffee pot out the way. And what I want to do is just flip this one more time. I want to check my Brussels sprouts. I have them in the air fryer. So let's see, it made a lot of water, but since I'm gonna have it like simmering about an hour, you want all this meat to get nice and tender. So I want it to be nice and tender. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it cooking. By the time it cooks for like another 35 minutes or maybe 40 minutes, everything should be, the water should be a little bit evaporated. And I'll hopefully have a nice sauce. Okay, so let me just cover this up. And now we wait. I'm gonna check on my Brussels sprouts. Okay, Brussels sprouts are gonna need it about another 5 more minutes in the air fryer so they can get really nice and soft. So by the time this cooks, it'll be another 35 minutes. So I'm back, okay? Hi everybody, I'm back. So my Brussels sprouts are ready. They got a little toasted on top, and that's okay because they taste just like potato chips if you take out the first layer. They're nice and green underneath. So that's the way I like them. These things taste exactly like potato chips. Has a really good crunch to them. Okay, so my water evaporated, all of it, and the meat is very nice and tender. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them out, and I'm gonna dump the oil because it has a lot of oil from the meat. So if you make this recipe, don't freak out because this is the next step. I'm gonna take out all the meat. It's very nice and soft and tender. It's cooked already. And I said I had this cooking for about 35 minutes or so, maybe 40 minutes. And it's very fork tender. And it looked like a little char on the bottom, but this is what you're left with. Like so. See all that? There's a lot of fat. I don't want none of that fat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump the fat and leave the onions behind. I'm gonna dump it and I'll be right back and show you. Okay, and there we go. Mostly all the fat is removed from there. So now we're working with this, just this little base that you could see here. So, and a little piece on the side. And what I'm gonna do to this is I'm gonna show you. I have 4 ounces of water, okay, and I have my cornstarch. I'm gonna light the stove again. I just left a tad bit of the oil, it's not too much, just a little bit, but I'm gonna need that. So what do you know? It worked. All right, okay, so I have my cornstarch, I have that on high now, and I want about a spoon. Let me see. This is 1 tablespoon here, so I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of the cornstarch, and I'm going to put it into the 4 ounces of water, like so. And then I'm just going to give it a quick little mix, like that. And you can see the sizzling, and that's fine. Just going to throw the cornstarch in there. As you can see, it's getting like a nice brown little base to it. So I just want to scrape off the good stuff on the side because this is all deliciousness. I mean, this is where all the flavor rose up to. So just going to scrape it a little bit off the sides. And I'm going to let it go in. And you can see already that it's already forming like a nice thick sauce to it, which is what I wanted. So I'm just taking the sides and scraping it a little bit like that. Okay, see. Now all that yumminess is there, and I have a nice thick sauce, and that's what I wanted. It looks perfect. See how nice and thick it is? So I'm just gonna throw my ribs back in there and just give it a little toss. I'm gonna shut the heat off because this is already ready. But see, now I have this brown sauce. Shut the heat off. Okay. And that's what I wanted. Just like that. Now they look nice and juicy and nice and wet. There's nothing dry. You could see, look, it peels apart very easy. So I'm just wetting them in that little mixture there so they could get some of the sauce. And that's it. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Okay, so let me find my plate. Okay, so I have my plate and the meat is already done. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab some of these little Brussels sprouts and I'm going to put them on the plate. Like that. Nice crispy. I'll leave it there because everybody enjoys it here when I make them nice and crispy. Like I said, it's only the top layer because I'll show you another one. Look, here you go. So it's only the top layer and the bottom is really nice and soft and tender. Okay, so there we go. We have some Brussels sprouts. I have to take some time tender. Okay, so grab some of our mash, cauliflower mash. Okay, so we have our cauliflower mash, we have our veggies, and what I want to do is grab some of these little ribs here, like so. I'm going to put it on a plate. This is really delicious meal. Let me get a spoon so I can put some gravy on it. Okay, so I have a spoon, and what I want to do is grab some of that delicious gravy that's there, and I'm just going to put it right over my mash. There you go. And you can also, there a little bit, it has a lot of pieces of little onions in it, very tasty onions. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on top here, like so. And there you go. There's my dish. Delicious. So I hope you like my video. I hope you try this recipe. I hope you like this recipe. If you do, can you just please hit that like button for me and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. And everybody have a blessed Sunday, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye. So yummy. Bye, everyone. I'm sorry, I didn't have the light, so you couldn't see how beautiful that looks. Look how beautiful. All those beautiful colors. So that's my dish. I hope you like it. It's nice and bright now. You can see how it looks. And bye-bye. Happy Sunday, everyone.